Now, as a concerned artist, let's go back to your work, which you were talking about earlier. How have you been able to tell the story beyond love, conscience, and purpose?
Okay, so I have been able to tell the story by pointing my people to the realities on ground. All right. I have an impressive, fairly impressive following on social media. And I always tell people that I strongly believe that the reason why a lot of people follow me on social media is just because of the fact that I always tell you something and show you the proof of it. I don't like sentimentalism. I don't like being unnecessarily emotional about stuff. I like to be forthright and be straight with you. If I tell you this is black, I'll show you the color black. If I tell you it's white, I will show you white. I don't just want you to imagine it. This is what I do with my people. I show them evidence. When I told them that people were committing suicide, some of them thought I was joking. I had to bring a girl on the day of the event who was on the verge of taking her own life. And she came and she spoke. When I told them the practice was still going on, at the event, we brought a guy who said that even in Abia State, there is not such an epicenter of this practice. Imo State is the epicenter, and then Anambra. But even in Abia State, a guy, someone who is so-called part of the freeborn, Wadiala or Diala, what they call them, or Amadi, someone who belongs to that, went and shook hands with a person who belongs to the Osukas, and they find the other person, and you have to be mildly ostracized for a while. Okay, if you have deeper relationship with them, they will ostracize you completely, and you become also by association. This, I'm not talking 1950 something or 1970. No, this was just 2017, 18. That was when this thing was happening. Up until this day, it is still happening. So my message to my people is, here is this cankerworm that we have in our midst, this cancer that is eating deep into the fabrics of our cultural bonding that we need to deal with right now, or else we are going to be dismembered from the inside. Implosiveness is the worst thing that can happen to any culture or society. If we implode, nobody can help us. If the explosion is coming from outside, we might band together to defend it. But if we allow ourselves to be disconnected in this manner and to be completely imploded, we cannot be able to get help from anywhere. That's why I tell them, here is the evidence, here is the proof, here it is. We need to do something about it. And then secondly, I'm going back to the movie that I made again. I decided to make that movie because I felt that there are so many things you will not be able to say just going on radio, except that you put them inside a movie when people will sit down and digest in the comfort of their homes and understand the impact, the psychological impact, and understand that this thing actually should not be practiced. Let me read you something very briefly. Now, in 1956, on March 20, 1956, Igbo legislators in the Eastern Region House of Assembly in Enugu abrogated the practice, declaring it unlawful and a crime punishable by law. Now, in his address to the defunct Eastern Region House of Assembly on March 20, 1956, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe described the Osuka system as devilish and uncharitable, saying it was wrong to brand any human being with a label of inferiority due to accident of history. Okay, my question is, what does he mean by accident of history? When Nnamdi Azikiwe said due to an accident of history, what does he mean? That's the big elephant in the room, and that's what this movie called Osu is going to address. We went into those days of Osu practice and excavated everything that was hidden, exposed the true origins of Osu to the point that even a newborn baby will understand where it came from. And that movie then answers the question of why did Nnamdi Azikiwe say that Osu, labeling people as Osukas is due to an accident of history is very bad. So that accident of history was explained in this movie because what we believe as Osu is not what Osu really is. The people we
Okay.
call Osu today are actually not Osu. They are our own kind. It is a devilish propaganda that has labeled them as such. And that's what this movie is going to explain in black and white.